Hello and welcome to Game & Read.
We are here today with another discussion pairing video. Our pairing today is Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea by Ben Clanton and The Adventures of Cookie and Cream by From Software.
So that, just to start off, is the same From Software that are the developers of the Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne games.
Woo!
Now, if you're familiar with those, or at least just what they conceptually are, imagine the furthest thing from Dark Souls. It's about two bunnies,
Cookie
and Cream.
And Cream.
They're friends, and they're trying to save the moon by going through fun mazes.
Fun is a word you can use to sort of describe this game.
Yes, so it is bright and colorful. It's from 2000, so it's very kind of mid-level polygons. You know, it's a step above the PlayStation 1, but it's hardly the best looking thing you can see on the PlayStation 2.
Though, to be fair, the levels are pretty quirky and stylistic in that they're very distinct. So there's like a music world, and the obstacles you encounter are all music themed. That one, by the way, was really hard.
It was a pain. At one point you have to match the tones. You're given like a button you have to hit. It plays 3 notes, and then you've got like an 8-key keyboard, some of which are on your friend's side, some of which are on your side, and you have to figure out which ones you have to hit. And they change each time you hit the button. So you don't have to just figure it out once. You have to figure it out the one time you're actually going to make it. That took us a very long time to actually get through.
So, to back up a little, it is a co-op game, but you are on separate sides of the level.
Split right down the middle.
Like, literally down the middle. So, you go at the same time, but you encounter obstacles on your side, and sometimes your friend has to help you out by doing something on their side.
Normally, it's just something simple like, holding back a lever that'll stop a wall from smashing you. In the music level, for instance, you have to blow a lot of horns that'll like scare off enemies. And, just simple things back and forth. There's only 2 controls. There's jump, there's action whenever you're next to one of those things, and then you move around with the joystick. So overall, it's like a very simple game. However, it can be deceptively difficult. I did not anticipate it being as hard as it was.
Especially that music world, y'all.
Yeah, Music World was pretty hard. We actually only ended up playing about half this just because time and being busy and all that. However, it took us probably for each world, we played 4 of the 8, probably about a half hour-ish plus for each world, and I was thinking this is going to be a real breeze. It was meant for little kids. It's got cute bunnies. How hard could it be? It was fairly difficult. I mean, maybe I'm just bad at this level of platformer, which I don't think I am, but it was hard. It was definitely hard to communicate back and forth as to what we needed, figuring out all the different puzzles and kind of where you had to go to get more time.
And you are timed, so that was a huge part. You don't die, but you lose time every time you get hit or fall off a cliff, or if you don't move enough, this big like bell monster thing comes and sucks time out of you faster. So that in itself adds an extra layer of stress.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone a little off the rails in describing this, but this game, for what it looks like, which is, just it looks kind of like a shovelware game for children, but honestly, it's pretty well made overall and definitely distinctive. I didn't think it would leave such a lasting impression that it has on me thus far, but I think it's time to talk about our book as well.
So, we paired The Adventures of Cookie and Cream with Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea by Ben Clanton. Now, this book, in total contrast to the game, came out this week on October 4th, 2016. It literally came out the day we're recording this video. So it is a very, very new book. And it follows the adventures of a narwhal named Narwhal and his friend Jelly, who is a jellyfish. And it is set up as a sort of graphic novel, comic strip book, and it's adorable. We actually heard about it because, well, 2 ways. First, we were at BookCon in May, and we got a poster of Narwhal and Jelly reading a book. It says "Dive into Reading." It's adorable. So that was just cute. And then we got on NetGalley, and we saw that the book, Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea, was available for review. And so we got a review copy from NetGalley of the book to read, and it was delightful.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a children's picture book, so it's, a quick read for any adult. But honestly, I mean, I kind of wish I had a child I could read this to, because it's super cute. If you are familiar with, say, the work of Mo Willems, who does the Pigeon series of books, like Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus, also does the Elephant and Piggy series of books, it's in a similar style to that. Ben Clanton definitely has his own artistic style to it, but really it kind of fits into that same genre of kids' books that adults don't mind reading.
It's definitely a book that, as an adult, I enjoyed it. I giggled, I laughed, I awed. It's a book that's going not just to entertain the kids who read it, but that's definitely not going to bore the adults who have to read it 50 times because it's a child's favorite book. So that is a huge plus. I'm always a fan of children's books that aren't terrible for adults.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely getting the serialized take that Mo Willems books have gotten. I keep comparing it to Mo Willems. That's because it has a lot in common. It's getting serialized. The next one's coming out in May, so that's only, 6 months away, and there's going to be number 2. So it's definitely going to be, hopefully, a big series in, children's picture books. I think it's super cute. I would love to have these on the shelf just to pick up and flip through. It just makes you happy reading it. It's definitely less adventurous than Cookie and Cream. The biggest trouble they get into is a misunderstanding about, like, friendship and creating a pod, like what whales and narwhals swim in. But it's really cute, and I loved it.
So, kind of to the pairing, it really is a lot lighter than the game. The game is deceptively difficult, as we've said, that it's a lot harder, and it's aimed at younger players, but it definitely still requires a skilled younger player or a younger player with a lot of time.
Which most younger players seem to have.
And determination. But I think that they go pretty well together thematically.
Yeah, they definitely both fall into kind of how you would experience them, and you can really imagine it being, a parent and child, or adult and kid, whatever the relationship may be, because, you're either reading to the kid before they go to bed or just for fun, or you're playing this game with them that's something that might interest them. It's cartoony characters, it's simple controls, but it's cooperative, so you play together.
That's the great thing I loved about both of these things, so that it is definitely an emphasis on working together and being cooperative and helping each other out. But also, you're still your own character or your own person. So in the game, you as Cookie and Cream, you have to help each other out, get through the obstacles, take down the monsters, whatever it is. You have to work together, but you still are on your own separate sides of the screen, and you still have tasks that you have to do.
Yeah.
That you can't just solely rely on one person. You can't cross into each other's sides.
Nope, you can't help each other out. You got to do your own stuff and then, help each other out at the designated points.
And I think similarly, Narwhal and Jelly, they're friends and they're together, but they're each their own person, I guess, animal, in the sense that they both have their own personality traits and little quirks and ways to approach a situation.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really gotta commend Ben Clanton here just for how quickly he was able to establish the differences in these two characters, and it's just, a little bit with how he positions them and their facial features, as simple as they are, and just kind of how you can imagine how they are saying the words they're saying, and you get two very distinct pictures of the very kind of happy, brash narwhal and the shy, overall friendly, a little insecure jellyfish. And I mean, I'm impressed with how quickly you kind of pick up on that.
From the first page, really. You get to see
panel.
That interaction between the two characters in a way that does not disparage either, but really highlights who they are.
Yeah.
which I think is always a mark of a good piece of entertainment when it's that easy and that quick to figure out what a character is kind of like.
Yeah, so I think for pairing, I would give it a E for effort. They're both fun things to do with, maybe a younger person in your family, especially if you somehow still have a PS2 lying around. You can get Cookie and Cream for like $10. It's definitely, even if you're just looking for a weird game that is technically made by the same people, same company that made Dark Souls, but is so incredibly different thematically, go check out Cookie and Cream.
And I would think that we both really recommend Narwhal, Unicorn of the Sea. Even if you don't necessarily have children, it's just a happy book. You can buy it wherever you get your books. Also, if you see it and you like it, Ben Clanton has a lot of other books. This is his first Narwhal and Jelly, but looking at his website, he's got a ton of other kids' books. So that's just benclanton.com. We'll link it, or we'll put it here, benclanton.com. It's a really cool art style. If his other books are anything like Narwhal and Jelly, they should be in your children's library too.
So I think that's all we have for today. You can find all of our videos, posts, podcasts at gameandread.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Litzy. We are at Game and Read.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.